I took my car back from my sister-in-law after my husband tried to trap me at home. My husband's sister, Katie, got evicted from her apartment last month, and without even asking me, my husband moved her into our house. I told him I didn't want her here because I was already thinking about divorce and needed space, but he said it was just temporary until she found a new place. Katie got a job at some restaurant downtown, but she didn't have a car. At first, I'd pick her up when I got off work early from my job as a field supervisor. Then she asked if she could borrow my car on days when I was off and she had to work. I said fine, as long as she put gas in it when she got paid. But Katie started taking advantage. She'd return my car on empty, drive it to places that weren't work, and even took it a couple times without asking. I caught her at Target once when she was supposed to be at her job. I told her no more car privileges unless she followed my rules. That's when my husband dropped a bomb on me. He said since he made enough money to support us, I should quit my job so Katie could use my car full-time to get to work. I stared at him like he'd lost his mind. I'm not quitting my job so your sister can use my car. He got all worked up, saying I was being selfish and cared more about money than being a stay-at-home mom for our son. I told him it wasn't my problem that his sister got evicted in the first place. This turned into a huge screaming match between me, my husband, and Katie. She had the nerve to say I was ruining her life and making things harder for her. I was so angry, I decided to go stay with my friend Sarah for a few days to cool off. I grabbed my purse and headed for the door, but my husband goes, "One of us will have to drop you off." I was confused because obviously I was taking my own car. That's when I saw the problem. Our driveway is long and narrow, and his truck was parked directly behind my car, blocking me in. When I asked him to move it, he crossed his arms and said, "Katie needs a way to get to work tomorrow. You'll have to leave your car here." I couldn't believe it. He was literally holding my car hostage so his sister could use it. We had another massive fight, but he wouldn't budge, so I called Sarah and she came to pick me up. I brought my 4-year-old son with me because I wasn't leaving him in that toxic situation. The next morning, I had Sarah drive me back to the house while my husband was at work. I grabbed the spare key to my car and some clothes for me and my son. Then I had the most satisfying idea. We drove straight to Katie's restaurant. I walked in, found her wiping down tables, and said, "I need my car keys." She looked panicked and tried to argue, but I wasn't having it. "Hand them over or I'm calling the cops for theft." She reluctantly gave me the keys, and I drove my car straight out of that parking lot. My phone started buzzing immediately, with angry texts from both my husband and Katie. Katie was freaking out about how she'd get home from work. My husband was furious that I'd embarrassed his sister at her job. I texted Katie back saying, "Your bad decisions aren't my problem." Then I told my husband that his sister had 3 days to find somewhere else to live. I'm done being a doormat in my own house.